Right.
Okay. Yeah, that works perfectly. All right.
Good deal. Anything else you want to cover there?
No, not right now. We've got so much we got to handle.
All right. Off the top of your head, you know of any legislation covering tow operators in Los Santos?
I don't believe so. I heard something about it, but I would say that if there is any conversation that's needed, we can certainly set up a meeting. But like I said, we've got our we got our hands very full right now.
Sounds good.
Yep. Okay.
Then
Easy.
We'll set that meeting up for another day then.
Awesome.
This is regarding PD vehicles being towed, right?
This is regarding tow truck drivers in general. I mean,
what's the high level situation like? What's going
frankly, people are sitting here in front of PD waiting until a car gets hit by a local and then impounding that car. In a parking spot that was legally parked. They witnessed it be legally parked, go illegal, blocking lanes. It's while it's not inherently wrong, technically it's illegal parking at that point. It's I think very morally wrong there. I don't know how to protect people as well as making sure that tow operators have a job.
I don't know if that's legal, to be honest.
I mean, what's illegal about it?
That it's an emergency vehicle.
No, I'm talking about, your car parked out front in a parking spot. Gets hit by a car and is no longer in a parking spot. They're sitting across the street waiting for a local to hit it, essentially, or someone to hit it.
Yeah, but it's an emergency vehicle.
Not your vehicle, your personal vehicle.
Wait, so what's the problem with that? So civilian vehicles are getting hit by it and they're towing it? Like, who cares? That's their job.
Parking across the street. I mean, it's also emergency vehicles. It's not just civilian cars, but it's the fact that they're sitting there waiting for cars to be hit and then exploiting the system, if you would.
All right, appreciate it. Thank you.
Yep.
It's
maybe I'm like missing context, but I feel like what do you mean they're waiting for it to get hit by locals? I'm confused.
I mean, they're literally parked across the street. Locals are driving around them, running into cars.
Yeah.
Displacing those cars that were legally parked, now making them illegally parked, and then he's now making the impound off of it.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I don't really understand the issue unless
it'd be like someone parking at the court center.
I guess some sort of predatory,
Yeah. The court center parking lot is particularly bad for locals hitting your vehicle out of a parking space. It'd be no different than a tow truck driver just waiting there to tow cars. I get what you're saying.
Not just that. Yesterday he was backed up trying to tow a car that was parked perfectly fine. A local slammed into his truck into another parked car, and he went over and towed that car.
Wow.
Is this
because his tow truck diverted them?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, if he wants to play that game, he's blocking traffic. There's no laws that allow him to block traffic. Meanwhile, I just don't want to get into some sort of petty situation where it turns into something more.
Are PD vehicles being towed?
Yeah, like if
and EMS.
Yes.
They are?
Yes.
Yes.
They had a sheriff's car in their truck
Bro,
yesterday.
nobody
and
understands
an ambo on their
law.
car on his truck yesterday. With
I don't
two
give a shit about
patients
this.
in it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep.
I think we should have gone reckless endangerment if he's towing a vehicle.
I
with
wasn't on that scene.
Injured
but that
parties
did
inside.
Mm-hmm.
Is he around today?
Like lights on
right
and everything?
Well, reports were that the lights were on and then he got inside and turned them off.
Yeah,
Now,
EMS was
we can't
responding to
confirm
senior
that.
buns. Yeah, they were at a scene treating patients, and he came and towed it with them in it.
Yeah, but guys, they're liable for that. So, we don't necessarily need legislation. Can we have legislation? Sure, we can. And certainly something can be proposed forward to us. However, like fundamentally, we don't need legislation in order to press charges. It all comes down to articulation. So if what you're saying is true, which is there was a ambulance that was in the midst of providing someone medical services, and a tow driver decided to be and dumb fuck and tow the thing, they are liable for like every medical like legal thing that popped out of it, right?
Yeah.
So that person couldn't get medical quick enough, right? Like they took that risk.
They could have died too.
So you could arrest them for it. You could charge it to them. You could bring it to the docket. And the same thing goes for emergency vehicles. Is like theoretically, at face value, can they like tow it? Sure, right? Can they get immediately charged just for that specific action? No. However, by towing an emergency vehicle, if there was an emergency or you were unable to do your job, that you know, you can charge someone for that.
Yeah,
right?
felony obstruction.
Yeah,
I almost did that with Pred actually.
Yes, and the reason I'm outlining like this is like we don't need legislation for everything because general laws still exist. It's just about the articulation of it. Like, let me give you an example. We don't need legislation that says if there is a shootout taking place on Forum Drive, are people legally allowed to run into the center of it and start, like, you know, doing whatever? You know what I mean? No, you would arrest them for, like, felony obstruction, right?
Okay, so I'm going to get some tow legislation drafted up, and you guys can look at it.
I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying I know that, yeah.
And I'm still saying I'd like to draft something up.
So here's my concern with any kind of tow legislation, because even at face value, for only from based on what I'm hearing, is that I don't. If somebody is sitting across the street and waiting for a local to hit a vehicle, and then they tow it because the vehicle is no longer legally parked, what they are doing might be grimy, but it's not and shouldn't be necessarily wrong. Like, how would you illegalize that?
It's more the police cars and the ambos that he's trying to tow and has been putting on his truck, and then demanding money to put it down.
So how I would do that is basically a single.
Oh my God, this hurts so much.
And EMS are authorized to effectively operate above the law for the purpose of basically issuing justice or delivering medical care. It's not really tow legislation so much as it's affirming what the PD and EMS can do. Does that make sense?
Where's the clause going?
Well, so that's the problem. It should be under PD Leos already. But I would put it under, I guess, criminal code traffic ordinances, Nino?
I think we need to talk about we've got other so much other shit to deal with. I don't want to be that guy, but
I'll look at this. We'll get something
such a small
drafted
thing
up
compared to what we're
it may be small to you, but it's not small to me. So we'll get something drafted up.
Okay. Yeah, by all means. But
actually I spent some time with that guy yesterday. I'll tell you guys privately in exactly what capacity, but I spent some time with that guy yesterday. And
this is literally crying to me right now is the problem
for towing perfectly legally parked cars. Like they rocked up on us with 2 AKs for an illegal parking thing, and the impound is what?
Charge, joyriding at that point. We just gotta have some sort of evidence of it, right? I think if he can't provide evidence of that car being illegally parked, I think they're liable to being charged with joyride.
Yeah, that's kind of where I'm I'm really confused here. Is like, let's say, like, just hypothetically, right? How would that legislation even look? Because like, if there's a car in the middle of the road, how do you legally tow it? Like, what would the legislation even say? Because there's a danger of like what would we be preventing? Is this specifically for police and emergency vehicles that we're discussing? Because we talked about a couple things.
Sorry, I'm so sorry to interrupt. Did I say legally or illegally? Because I meant illegally. The cars were illegally parked. Yeah, just to make sure.
Illegally parked.
Like he was towing. He was perfectly within his remit to do what he was doing, and they were chasing him down with class 2s. And I worry. We already have. He's a civilian. I think we should be looking after him. There's not many of them. He was told there's only 7 of them in the city or something. He said to me yesterday.
Yeah.
Oh, truck drivers?
No, civilians.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's hard for me to feel bad when he's sitting outside PD looking for PD vehicles and EMS vehicles, waiting for them to be targeted.
It's a very slippery slope, and that's why I think this needs a bigger deep dive, because there may be at times what appears to be I want to leave this with you guys as kind of like a food for thought, right? Someone is doing something that seems nasty, right? However, when we go and legislate something, we have to think about what the ramifications are to everything else. So if, for example, legislation was passed to stop that particular incident, it may directly affect other tow workers from being able to do their job legitimately. Because how do you prove someone is sitting there waiting for a local to hit it, right? Versus,
I definitely understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
it's not an
so
easy thing to protect against.
Precisely, yeah.
So it's just this, like I said, this guy's.
We'll
figure out something. We'll put something in writing and we'll bring it to y'all.
Yeah,
I
mean,
think of it.
And I understand you're saying we don't need it. Then why does Blaine County have it? Nobody even like.
The Blaine County has some of the most brain dead shit. I don't think that's a good comparison.
Right. Government vehicles may only be towed upon request by a government employee from the same faction that the vehicle belongs to after a reasonable amount of time has passed. So all we want is government vehicles not to be towed. I mean, everywhere I've ever lived, it's illegal to tow first responder cars. That's it.
You can articulate a charge. If someone, like I just said, I'm going to say it again. If somebody tows your vehicle as an emergency vehicle, they're liable for what the problems that comes out of it. So if you have your vehicles that are emergency vehicles, if it's EMS vehicle that's moved, they're liable for for how that affect the EMS. They're liable for how that affected the person getting medical. In the same way, if they move a cop car, they are liable for how that impedes your ability to do work, right? So you can hit them with felony obstruction. It's in the middle of a shootout. You can make them accessories, all those sort of things, right? Right,
but there's nothing saying he can't do it either. Obviously not the ambo shit.
Yeah, there is. But that's kind of the point here, right? Not everything needs to be legislated. I'm not saying that we're not going to do it. I'm just saying that you do actually have the tools right now.
Yeah.
Right.
I know I can push felony obstruction. I held that over Pred's head for 30 days for towing a car and trespassing if they push onto our private property. However, yesterday the guy was trying to get some deputies to tell him where in legislation it is that he can't tow their car when they told him multiple times that he's not allowed to tow the car. So it's like turns into a 30-minute thing. Then EMS
just
comes over.
Them.
This happened. Another 30 fucking
just
minutes.
Just arrest them.
Over...
I don't understand.
Yeah, somebody's handling the people in the AMBO, but whatever.
Yeah, I'm not trying to make this difficult, mind you, but like I said, we are dealing with so much that like I'm literally dealing with y'all's car part problem as an example. That in and of itself is like dozens of hours of time. So if it sounds like I'm like diminishing it, it's not. We got a ton of shit. You've seen the stuff that's up on City Hall. We're dealing with this car parts fucking fiasco. We're dealing with people like fucking stealing money from here and there. We got an entire county that's literally spent $70 million on their own shit. I mean, the fucking mayor of the North literally just bought her boyfriend a gas station, right? Like, I mean, the list of things that we're dealing with, like whether or not some dumb fuck is towing a car, is genuinely the least, like, is peanuts compared to everything else. You know what I'm saying? So I just want to explain why why I may seem uninterested right now, right? Not to say it doesn't matter. It's just, you know what I'm saying? So, so please do write something up. I will definitely look at it, but me and Michael got to go because otherwise,
I'm going to turn into a pumpkin.
Yes.
Well, you'll have a good day.
All right. Awesome. Thank you very much. Holy fucking shit.
How to explain the original stuff.
What do you mean?
Why would you buy a gas station?
Jesus fucking Christ. Please, Michael, don't ever. That's fucking, they're just crying.
Yeah, I get the ask on the protections for law enforcement, but
yeah,
I agree with you. We don't need legislation for every little thing, and I also agree that they could easily articulate obstruction.
If I wanted to be completely straight with you, they need to stop fucking like learning to be cops. Like it's to me that's the thing that was actually pissing me off, because they're saying please wipe our ass for us. brother, it's so like there's no way they don't know they can't charge someone. Like if your job is being impeded as an officer or EMS, like holy fuck, you can literally like charge them. Like you don't need something that says no. Like what are we gonna start fucking passing legislation? Don't put a bomb down. You know what I mean?
That's it. That's it.
Like what?
I think if she takes a look at the Leos Act, powers and definitions of law enforcement.
No, they're just complaining instead of doing the job. It's that simple.
Well, that act is dog shit though. So
it is.
Hey, what's up, guys?